My life had stood a loaded gun by Emily Dickinson, 1830 to 1886. My life had stood a loaded gun in corners till a day the owner passed, identified and carried me away. And now we roam in sovereign woods, and now we hunt the doe. And every time I speak for him, the mountains straight reply. And do I smile, such cordial light upon the valley glow? It is as a Vesuvian face had let its pleasure through. And when at night our good day done, I guard my master's head, 'tis better than the Eider Duck's deep pillow to have shared. To foe of his I'm deadly foe, none stir the second time, on whom I lay a yellow eye, or an emphatic thumb. Though I than he may longer live, he longer must than I. For I have but the power to kill, without the power to die. Okay, this is a poem by Emily Dickinson. Emily Dickinson came from Amherst in Massachusetts. Her poetry was never published during her life, and she was somewhat of a recluse. She spent most of her later years in her own room. Most of the relationships she had were conducted by letter, and her poems were not published until after her death. She's nowadays considered one of the greatest poets of the realist period after the Romantics. Now, what's this about? Well, this poem is very difficult to interpret, and I think probably the best that you can do with this poem, is to give your own interpretation. Many people have said that it deals with the power of anger, and the loaded gun is anger. But then again, this could be about God. Till a day the owner passed. So one day the owner, God, passed, identified me, and took me away to do the works of God, and I roam in the woods and hunt the doe. And every time I speak for him, the mountains reply. So this could easily be talking about doing God's work. I think also this poem could be about a women's role in society, or a wife's role in society in Victorian America, and the woman is like a loaded gun, and the owner is the husband, and the husband gets her to do all the things that he tells her to, and she is subservient to him. She guards his head. She keeps away the enemies. Another interpretation that I quite like is one that this is about poetry itself. It's about the muse, and that she is a loaded gun in the corner, and her life is there until one day the muse comes and it fills her with creativity, and the muse identifies her as the poet, as the person to write the poetry, and carries me away, and I become carried away with the power of the muse, and that I'm carried away, and I write I write my poetry when the muse is with me, and I roam in the woods. I go into the woods. I pass through many different places, and I'm hunting for female deer. Looking, which all of this are the places that the muse, that poetry takes me. And every time I speak for the muse, I speak the muse's words. The world moves. The mountains reply that the world replies to this, that this has an effect on people. And with the muse, I smile with a beautiful light, or with the explosion of a volcano, and all of these things come from muse. It's like the power of creativity. The muse is giving me creativity. And then when at night, the muse, the creativity, it guards the master. It guards from relationships and other things. So it's so that I don't share a pillow with other people. That I'm part of the muse's life, or the muse is part of my life, and the muse keeps away everyone, will kill everyone who wants to stop me from being creative. It can take away all of the things that might stop me being creative. So to foe of his I'm deadly foe. I kill anybody who is his enemy, or is the enemy of the muse. And once I kill them, they don't move again. If I lay a yellow eye on them, if I point the gun at them, or pull back the trigger with my thumb, though I than he may longer live. So I as a person may live longer than the creativity of the muse. He longer must, that the muse must live longer, that the poetry will live longer. This is almost the Shakespearean idea of the poetry living afterwards. For I have but the power to kill, without the power to die. So the muse has the power to change things, but the muse, it can't die. The muse comes and goes as it wishes. So with this one, I'm not clear about the interpretation, and I think you are best to interpret it in your own way. And I think maybe that's part of the beauty of this poem, is that there are so many ways to put yourself inside this poem that it's up to you. So My Life Had Stood a Loaded Gun by Emily Dickinson.